Let me then ask you, Nitish Kumar was just at an awards function when he was given an award for being a change agent, and the finance minister was also there. One of the critical things that Nitish Kumar said was, in center state relations, we want to see a greater leap forward, even if the central government and the state government politically are not natural affiliates or allies. Will that happen? Will the budget document of 2010 in some senses provide that direction, you think? Will there be in some senses a post-partisanship in Indian politics? Do you have any hope for that?
We very much hope so. You cannot pursue a policy on financial devolution if the policies are not neutral and non-partisan. Look, for instance, the editorial written by T. N. Nainan 3 days ago in the Business Standard, and Ms. Nainan is a very respected name in not only in economic journalism, but as a very credible professional economist. He has pointed out that the devolutions to Bihar have been, which has a much lower in terms of per capita income, have been lower than devolutions in Maharashtra. That Bihar has been crippled with the absence of energy, with absence of coal linkage for even new energy projects which are coming. It is one of the lowest energy consumption. After Jharkhand's division, it has little or no power stations, and looking at even good credible private sector proposals are languishing in the absence of coal linkages. These are not ways in which you strengthen the federation in this country. These are tendencies, these are policies which will tend to divide India, and I think that this government, which is in office in India, owes it to itself to foster policies which will unify India in a manner in which the fiscal federalism is played out, which is non-partisan, which is neutral, which looks to the need for mainstreaming the disadvantaged parts of India, so that India, which is prospering, recognizes.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we did an interview with Jay Panda and then with Naveen Patnaik, who mentioned the same thing. What is your one expectation then from the current finance minister, which would integrate in some senses states like these with central policy making?
The one expectation would be that in the allocations for the gross budgetary support to the Planning Commission, there is some kind of an advice that a significant proportion of this should go towards bridging regional divides and should go towards buttressing the support to states like Bihar in terms multiple ways for improving the energy efficiency by giving coal linkages and by helping them to strengthen the infrastructure which is necessary to attract private investment.
If there is one thing that can stop this budget from being a definitive document for a new decade, what would that be?
Incrementalism, in terms of not grasping the opportunities fully, taking actions which are half-hearted, and shelving policy measures which need to be faced upfront.
You spoke about disinvestment, very passionately about disinvestment. In your mind, and be candid, Mr. Singh, in your mind, which are the prime sort of low-hanging fruit in some senses in disinvestment, where the bullet needs to be bitten and bitten now?
But I think the oil and gas sector, the telecom sector, clearly these can realize very large values of the government, unless we need to get out of the mindset that it is in some way tied up with our security concerns. We need to take a view in which we need to combine what is socially necessary with what the economic compulsions and what the opportunities which are available to realize the full embedded values in these public sector companies.
Do you think more money should be continued to be poured in the national carrier?
Well, I think on the national carrier, it seems another sordid story, because I really think that the national carrier should have been, in some ways, the equity of that should have been diluted long ago, and it has been neglected. And the civil aviation minister owes some kind of an answer that while he was really in some ways someone who catapulted the privatization of the airports, he sorted out the mess on the Delhi and the Mumbai airport and modernization of the other airports. And while he devoted some attention to bailing out the private players, he should have devoted equal attention to doing what was surgically necessary for the national carrier.
My last question then, Mr. Singh, you're a veteran in this. Can this be the budget to bite the bullet?
I hope so, and I believe it will be so, because I think there are enough things around, there are enough signals, and I have faith in the sagacity of the finance minister and the prime minister, both of whom I have been privileged to serve in different capacities.
N K Singh, as always, genteel and as always sagacious. Thanks very much indeed for being on the show. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.